What it do? What it do? Welcome to a special edition of Over the Top Rope. It's your boy, Mr. Steal Your Dibs, Jared JB. And on the other side, my brother from another, Tantalizing Tony Levin. My brother, what's happening?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. So today is a special edition of Over the Top Rope on a Tuesday. We are just strictly talking about the pay-per-view that could have, would have, should have, and for what it will be remembered as. And I'm gonna sit here and say I thought it was an okay show, and I thought it was an okay show. But when you got a mishap like you did at the very end, that is the only thing you're gonna be remembered for throughout the whole show. I've seen the old school um explosive barbed wire death match, and they had some real explosions. And the first explosion, I said, "Are you serious?" That little peak. I said, "Are you?" Yeah, I said, "Are you serious? That's not how it's supposed to be." So then, end of the match, the countdown is happening. Eddie Kingston runs out, covers up John Moxley, and then you get fireworks, and then poof, even the crowd started booing because that's not what you hyped it up to be. That was horrible, and for a show that was okay to me throughout, some people thought it sucked, some people thought it was great, but that there ruined a whole show. That show is right there remembered as, bruh, that's fireworks I could have popped outside. And before I continue about it even more, I'll let you get your say in about that match.
See my tequila. See my terror. See my terror modern tequila. I had to take 2 shots of this after that pay-per-view because I wanted to feel something. Jared, you're the most optimistic person I know. And I love that about you because you always try to see the silver linings in the dark clouds. But my brother, the clouds on AEW Revolution was so dark. Only God himself could have saved that day, parting the clouds till the sun comes out. I even mentioned this to Joe O'Connor on the MVS page. I was embarrassed for everybody there. I felt like I did something wrong. Like, God, I feel terrible. Bro, listen. We'll get on the rest of the card later. But listen, this is what I've been telling you from day one: production value, and that's the problem in AEW. That's the main problem. We can get on other problems on the watered down roster and how they tell stories later, but production is everything. Because believe it or not, for the type of match that was, when you got a gimmick match, it was not a bad gimmick match, with the exception of the special effects. Now,
I agree.
If you're going to promote a special effects match, you better deliver. And this goes to show you the difference. And me and Vince McMahon, we got a love-hate relationship. I hate to love him, and I love to hate him. But the guy's a businessman, and I guarantee you, if that had been a WWE match, the Pyro would have had, it would have been epic. Yes, mistakes happen, but Tony Khan is a billionaire, and it shows you, it goes to show you that the people he has under him are not in the right positions, because that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. You are promoting your main pay-per-view during this COVID-stricken time before WrestleMania, WWE's big one, and that's what you got to compare it to. This was like a backyard match gone wrong. And a backyard match, you can say, you know what, these guys are their best. You know, they have a budget. They got nothing but money at AEW. Unacceptable. This is why I can never get into it. I'm glad I found my Fire Stick, because if I had to pay for that, and I know you should say it on live everything, if I had to pay for that thing, yeah, I'm glad I pirated it. I'm glad I stole that show, because if I paid my money for that, I would have been calling the cable company like, yeah, transmission didn't come in, I need a refund. Something. Unacceptable.
Let me ask you this. For a match with that stipulation, when you knowing you got to do these bombs and all that, don't you at least have a test run with it earlier in the day to see,
So.
to make sure it works right?
Listen,
I would think so.
We know this for a fact from going to WrestleMania every year. On Saturday night, we hear the explosion and see the fireworks the night before. Now, they might not blow all the fireworks, but you always see, I can remember this in New Orleans on Saturday night. It was like 2 in the morning. And fire was going over the Superdome. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, they're trying everything out. You hear the theme music. You hear everything the night before. I remember it at MetLife. It's like you got one job. It's called an exploding barbed wire match. The barbed wire is not a problem. You can get that from any goddamn Home Depot. The explosion is what people want to see. Yo, Gilbert himself has better pyro.
Yeah.
What in the hell? Like, why? Disgusting.
I think a lot of us are asking that question, why and what was that? A lot of us. And it was a total embarrassment. And then let me get on Eddie Kingston. Let me get on him. To play as if you went into shock or that knocked you out, that made it even worse, bruh. You know that was a piece of crap. You should have popped up like, looked around and been like, whoo, something like that. That would have made that so much better. But to him to play it off as if he died, and then Moxley get up on the mic at the end of the show and says, well, Kenny Omega doesn't know how to set up explosive barbed wire match bombs. He don't know how to do that. And with Eddie Kingston still out, that made that so much worse. I couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe it.
Yo,
but
you know,
go ahead.
Sorry, but I had to say this. You know what's crazy about that whole deal is that you got these stars coming over. You got Miro, you got Jericho, you got the Big Show. Now you got Christian, and they left the juggernaut of WWE for this rinky-dink circus. You know the boys in the locker room in the WWE on Monday when they got to the Thunderdome Monday afternoon, you know they were laughing their asses off.
Oh, most definitely.
Like
Most definitely.
these fools think they're gonna beat us. Like, come on. Like, I could hear Edge calling Christian right now saying, "Bro, you made a mistake." No, no, bro.
We'll get to
No
Kristen in a little
excuse.
bit.
No excuse.
I would like to be a fly on the wall when that happened back in the gorilla area. What was being said by Cody and whoever else? I would like to know because,
Somebody
like,
needs to get fired.
exactly, like you said, that is not an excuse at all. Not an excuse. That is an embarrassment, big time embarrassment on a pay-per-view show, worldwide television, and that's your ending like that. It and to me, if that was the plan to have that, they all should be ashamed of themselves. If that was the plan to have that as your ending explosive, I really, yeah, I really couldn't believe what we saw with this explosive ball wire death match. The in ring match itself between Moxley and Omega, it was okay. It was okay. I say the no holds barred weapon match they had over a year ago, that was better. That was better. But yeah, like I said, the what shoulda, coulda, would have been pay per view if they didn't have that happen. Now, moving on to another type of disappointment that I said would be a finalist, but didn't think he would actually be the person signing with AEW. Because I really thought we would get another reunion in WWE at least sometime this year or next year. I thought we would get another reunion with Edge and this guy, but Kristen wound up being the Hall of Fame worthy surprise signing going to AEW. Bruh, I have no problem with Kristen. I think he's a hell of a talent, always have. But when you hype this up as a Hall of Fame worthy talent, when Tony Khan comes on, busts it open, and sits there and says, this guy has always been one of my favorites. You hype this up to where people thinking it's CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, or Kurt Angle. And Christian walks out. You go from leaning on the edge of your seat like this to like, really? This is who we was all worked up for, hyped up about? AEW would have done a better job if they never said anything about a signing, didn't say one word, and Christian just would have walked out there, probably bust Cody Rhodes aside the head, or bust Scorpio Sky upside the head after he won the ladder match, and Christian gets on the mic and says, I'm here at AEW and I'm taking over. Instead of this hyped up shenanigan, that's how I feel about it. If Brock or Kurt would have walked through that, yeah, I think we all more excited. Kristen, yeah, okay. This is your big signing. Another disappointment in the show. Do you agree or do you not agree?
Listen, Christian is a great talent. He's a future Hall of Famer, the former world champion. But we all know Christian is not on the level of an Edge or Randy Orton or a John Cena or a Rock or a Stone Cold. He's not a main event. Nobody's buying any tickets to see Christian. Okay, I think he's great. Don't get me wrong. The guy's
me
great.
too. Yes.
But he's not creating no buzz. Yeah, it's good to see him. Good to see you. You're 47 years old. You know? What are you gonna do? You get a title shot? If they're gonna put him in against Kenny Omega off the bat, then okay. but I think some other people in line, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do? It's like AEW is oversaturated. They need to cut. So they need to cut a lot of people, and they need to streamline their whole roster. They need to tighten up the roster in aspects of professionalism, and forget all these hot spots, and let's go back to wrestling. I don't know, man. I like Christian. Like, I've always liked Christian. I've never had a problem with Christian.
Me too. Me too.
I never went to a pay-per-view going, can't wait to see Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just he's just pigeonholed into that category where he's a great talent, he's a good worker, but he doesn't have that. You know, when it was Edge and Christian, it was Edge and Christian. They were great together. When Edge went off his own, Radar Superstar, whatever the case is, he made a name for himself. Yeah, Christian won the world title. Yeah, but it wasn't like you know, you weren't like, hey, we got to. It's just, it's a good signing, but it's a good sign. You're a big fish in a small pond, and you're not even that big of a fish. I hate, you know what? And I'm not trying to diminish the guy at all, because it sounds like I'm like, oh my God, you think he's terrible? I don't. It's just that, what does he bring to the table?
He might be a good leader in the locker room. You know, he might be that person. But I mean, Kristen, right now, ladies and gentlemen, nobody is, like you said, nobody is, oh man, I'm going to see Kristen. He's not that guy that's going to make you buy tickets. Brock Lesnar might be part-time, but guess what? People want to see Brock Lesnar. CM Punk, if CM Punk decides to come back, guess what? People want to see CM Punk. If John Cena decides to come back, guess what? People want to see John Cena. No matter what people say about John Cena, they're going to want to see him. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, okay? Chris Jericho, still, people want to see Chris Jericho. Moxley in AEW, people want to see him. Kenny Omega. Kristen doesn't have that appeal. And I love Kristen. Don't get me wrong. I love Kristen. I've always been a fan. Always been a fan of Kristen. But he don't have that appeal like an Edge, you know, Roman Reigns. He doesn't have it. And to hype all this up, for this guy to be your big signing, that was failure. Failure. They were, Tony, they were better off saving this big signing to be Big Show. They were better off if it was Big Show, not Kristen. That's just my opinion. You know, I'm happy for him, but I wish we would have got another Edge and Kristen tag team run, at least. And we're not getting that now. We're not getting that. So now when I think about the hug at Royal Rumble, oh, man, good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Oh, man, till next time, whenever that may be. That's how I look at it. Change the whole narrative.
Listen, you got to give Christian credit for signing, because I'm pretty sure he signed for big money.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And I'm calling AEW now WCW 2.0. Because
definitely,
all they're doing is signing people, giving them big money. Big Show went there, got what he wanted. Big Show was at the tail end of his career. What he even said it on the little interview he had. He's done everything he could do. He's done everything he could do. So now he's gonna get getting a big payday. You know, and I just saw your post about when Hogan was getting paid. So you know they're getting those kind of numbers. Tony Khan got unlimited deep pockets.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure Christian signed for at least 1.5 million for 1 year, at least.
Well, it's a multi-year deal. They say multi-year.
So if it's a 2-year deal, he probably signed for $3 million.
Yeah.
He was never gonna get that money in WWE. So God bless him. You know?
Yeah.
If Tony Khan's gonna pay me to sweep the floors for $100,000, I'm gonna do it.
I'm doing it too.
I'm not mad at Christian. I'm just saying, as a booker and as a promoter, Christian ain't bringing no asses to the seats. And one more thing that goes to show you. So Christian's the biggest name they could get, which means they approach CM Punk. And they must have
Oh, I'm
thrown
sure.
an obscene amount of money, and he turned it down
Oh,
because he was
definitely.
supposed to get $5 million a year, easy,
Yes.
easy. And think about it, he ain't come back for that. So even he knows if I'm gonna go back, I'm going back with the big boys and get my notoriety.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
We're not, like you said, we're not hating on Kristen. We're not. We're just saying the fact that they made this hype for this big signee, and it was him. You know, that's just not what you do. They're better off just letting him show up, show up out of nowhere. That would have been better. That would have been better in my opinion. Um, let's move on to the ladder match. To the ladder match. Um, to me, the guy I wanted. Speaking of that, I think I was perfect in all my picks. I think I was perfect.
you were perfect.
I was perfect.
About, about time.
Anyway, the ladder match. It wasn't one of the better ladder matches we saw, but I'm happy they got it right with the right person. And I'm gonna go back to what a friend of ours on Instagram said. Queen K's Wrestling News. All right, you can follow her on Instagram, Queen K's Wrestling News. She sat there and said that, or somebody had typed in that they're doing Scorpio Sky wrong at AEW. And I typed in and said, well, Scorpio Sky was one of the was part of the first team to win the AEW tag team belts. And then I said, I think they got bigger plans for Scorpio Sky. I sat here and said Scorpio Sky was going to win that ladder match. And that's exactly what happened. Scorpio Sky wins the ladder match. He gets a shot at the TNT Championship. When it comes to Scorpio Sky as a solo competitor, this is long overdue. Yeah, he's been part of SCU tag team, yes, but this man has athletic ability like Shelton Benjamin, like Kofi Kingston. Very athletic, very talented. He should have been got this type of push, and I'm happy that he's getting it now, and I hope it leads to better things in the future. Just like I said, AEW is a mid-card company, don't have enough main event talent, need to start building more guys to be main event talent. This is another option. Scorpio Sky, definitely another option. What do you think about this?
Well, I think Scorpio Sky was the one thing I got right. Other than Kenny Omega, of course. But not. I mean, I got a few picks right, but the guy definitely deserves a push. Um, we'll see what they do with him. To me, he should be in the to me, he should be in the main title push. The guy's 37 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like he don't got a lot of time left. And my thing is, if they're not going to use him right, let him go. I'm pretty sure he will look good in WWE.
Oh,
I
what?
think to me he's like a adult version of Ricochet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Not that Ricochet's a little kid, but you know what I'm saying. But I really I'm hoping for good things for Scorpio Sky because he deserves it. He's good in the ring, good on the mic. He's got the good presence. It's just time's ticking for him, man. And on another note, real quick, I'm looking at a picture of Scorpio Sky right now with the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Those are some nice title belts. The AEW
yeah, they are nice.
The AEW tag team titles are nice.
Yes, I agree.
I'm not too sure about the TNT title and the heavyweight title, but those tag belts are nice. I would get them.
Well, you know what tag belt I want? I want the Wildcat Wrestling tag belt.
Those are nice too.
Yeah, I got to talk to Luke Hawks about that. If you got any replicas I could buy, and I will let you know.
They gonna say we go half-half, buddy.
Definitely, without a doubt. Now, let me get to something else. Also, in regards to this ladder match, I read on some other sites and everything that people were saying Cody is all about his ego, all about himself. And I sat back and thought about it, and I had to disagree with these people so much. I had to because if you watch AEW, Cody might be the biggest babyface in that company, but Cody has done everything to put people over. Let's think about it. Cody lost a match to where he couldn't even challenge for the world championship. Cody lost to MJF to put him over. Cody lost to Lance Archer to put him over. Cody lost to Brody Lee to put him over. Cody lost to Darby Allin to put him over. Cody left the ladder match to let these other people shine and to come back and take a beatdown still. So how is Cody Rhodes all about himself, all about his ego, when he is so unselfish to put others over? How is that? I don't get it. I don't get that type of hate towards him. This man ain't worried about holding titles. He's really concerned about making his company grow and be better. Okay, and if it's him losing to get people over, so be it. But how is that? How does that make him all about himself and worried just about his ego? That made completely zero sense to me, and I'm starting to wonder: do you guys even watch wrestling to say that about Cody Rhodes?
Well, let me say this. Even if it's ego, he has a huge ego. So what? In the wrestling business, you gotta have a big ego. You're not getting anywhere. But just deal with the facts. Deal with the facts, and look at the line of work since he's been there. He has put a lot of people over. He's not the main title picture. He did what he did for the TNT title, bring notoriety. He dropped it. He just put Shaq over last week, a non-wrestler, to bring notoriety to the program. So, I mean, I don't know. You want to name names. I mean, if it's people from MVS, Mania Club, wherever, I'm pretty sure if they said it, they let them live by it. I mean,
I can't remember any names, but it was everywhere, bro. Instagram. I'm sure I saw it on either MVS and Mania Club. I don't remember the names, but it was everywhere. Like they would talk about this dude being selfish. I just couldn't believe this.
I look at it like this. Everybody's opinion is legitimate because it's their opinion. You know, without people's opinion, you can't have these conversations. Is their opinion wrong? Maybe to you it is, maybe to me it is, maybe to them it's right. Maybe they see having an ego as something different than you see it, and maybe some people see wrestling different the way you see it. That being said, I'd like somebody to show me some evidence of what Cody has done to not show he's been doing the job for the company. If you could show me that Cody's done something against the company, please put your proof up there. Because all I've seen is him making it all AEW. Listen, he can't go back to WWE.
No.
He's the one guy that probably could never go back.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they'll put him in the Hall of Fame one day, but he can't. Barring some kind of miraculous, mending of the bridges, and not that he left on bad terms. He's a businessman. He's almost best fan, but he's the one guy that him and Jericho are the two guys that probably can't go back.
The only two, right? The only two.
I'm pretty sure they take back Moxley in a heartbeat, and the Big Show left on good terms.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure Christian, he got Edge in his back pocket. But so Cody, this is Cody's lifeline. So for people to say, oh, he's being selfish, in what way is he? Listen, if Tony Khan wants to be generous enough or naive enough to dish out all this money, he ain't losing nothing. He got billions.
That's right.
Billions. So if a billionaire wants to waste money on somebody, take the money.
Definitely. Now, let's get to the cinematic match. Sting, Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. You know, I thought this was a pretty good one. A pretty good one. They protected Sting well. Sting got the victory. I thought it was a damn good match. What about you?
I mean, what else were you going to do? We know that they had to do something to protect Sting. so you have to take no bumps, and that's what they did. Cinematic matches look like they're going to be the future when you got older talent, which is fine with me. The Undertaker and AJ Styles pulled it off that's a 5-star rating in my opinion. This wasn't as high up because you got 3 guys who to me are mid-card guys at best, including Darby Allin. Overrated. Anyway, but God bless Sting for doing what he could do at 61 years old. It was an okay match. I can't give anything on that pay-per-view a good rating because to me the whole thing looks like it was one of the backyard shows I used to run back in the 90s.
But that match right there, that match out of every match on that pay-per-view kept my interest.
It delivered. Yeah. It's the only one that actually delivered. Scorpio Sky winning was good, but it was so many high spots. It was all over the place. And one more thing I wanted to mention: the cameramen are terrible in AEW. Whoever's in the truck, the producers, and whoever's doing whoever's the main camera people, they need to get their act together. But yeah, the cinematic match, like I said, I think it's the one match that came through and delivered at the end.
Definitely. Sting looked good, man. 61 years old, able to move, still got quickness. He looks good.
You can't take nothing away from the guy.
Nothing at all. And the more I'm seeing Sting do, what I want to say, the more he's in the ring fighting, doing this and that, and the more and more I'm getting impressed with him because he's 61. I mean, when we saw Hogan in his 60s, Hogan still having trouble walking, looking bad walking. Sting is in good shape, man. I'm impressed every time. You don't see that from a 61-year-old like talking about it.
I think with the right opponent, Sting could have an actual match in the ring and be okay. But they got to be the right person. I know Seth Rollins hurt him, but Seth Rollins is the type of guy he'd have a good match with, which he did. Other than the buckle bomb. But if you could get to me, Jericho can't carry him right now because Jericho's out of shape. But believe it or not, who I think he'd have a good match with? I think he'd have a good match with Moxley. I think Moxley will protect him.
Yeah.
I think Moxley would definitely hide what Sting's weaknesses are. But we got to see what they do. Now where do we go from here?
That's
now
correct. Where we go now?
Sting got his win over 2 mid-carders. Now where do we go?
That's a question that will be asked. My only guess is maybe something against the Dark Order. Maybe something with Adam Page. I don't know. That's a good question, man. That's a good question. Now, to the last topic of the day. We saw Chris Jericho and MJF lose to the Young Bucks for the World Tag Team Championships. And Chris Jericho says there's got to be some changes within the inner circle. And MJF agreed with him. I don't want to be a spoiler, but hopefully I'm wrong because I don't want to see the inner circle end. But number one, I've never liked the inner circle taking in MJF. I understand why they did it. They see MJF as a future star. I get it. But I liked it the way it was before MJF and Sammy Guevara. Sammy's gone now. What I have a feeling MJF is going to have Wardlow, Santana, and Ortiz turn on Chris Jericho. I got a strong feeling that's what's about to happen.
The inner circle to me is like one of those factions that has one good guy in it, and everybody else is just, window dressing. Another person being misused is Jake Hager.
Yeah, big time. Is he still doing MMA?
I don't know, but I know he's he might be getting his paycheck, but he's surely not being used properly.
Right.
He's in that mirror boat right now.
Right.
This whole faction to me is just a bunch of guys all thrown together. If I was Jericho, if I was booking it, I would kick out everybody except MJF because that brings everybody heat. I would make it Jericho and MJF, and let MJF recruit some new dudes. A couple guys that just what I would do is I would kick everybody else out. I would make it MJF. I would bring in I'd even try to bring Sting in, like make it that kind of angle. Bring in Sting, bring in a big, bring in Christian, bring in Miro, bring in I would even have if they want to really be smart, what they should do is have Jericho bring in all the former WWE guys with MJF. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
You gotta reenact like Jerry's show. You know what I mean?
Jerry's show. That could happen. Show is there.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know the whole faction, the whole inner circle faction to me is just. I'm just down on AEW. I tried. Don't say I haven't tried. I've been watching. I've been and they proved me right that this is a rinky-dink organization, and they're not going anywhere because Tony Khan's got the money.
Got the money.
So, but if they want to keep the wrestling fan interested, they gotta tighten this ship up, man.
I'd like to see in the future, since NXT is going to Tuesdays, what their ratings going to look like now. NXT going to Tuesdays. NXT going to compete with basketball on Tuesday nights, with basketball being on TNT. That's going to hit them. And AEW compete with basketball on Wednesday nights. So I'd like to see what the number's going to be like now for AEW on Wednesday nights when NXT moves. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is our thoughts on the show that should have, could have, would have been if it wasn't for two disasters, two embarrassments, two failures. Before we go, Tony, WrestleMania tickets go on sale next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. And I saw on the MVS page today how many people are not going. And I totally understand why. You cannot fault them for that. What are your thoughts so far, man, on what you're going to do? I know you said you weren't going, then you are going. Now you're kind of like, what you got?
So I'm the one that put that post up to see what we try to get a head count. And everyone, except with the exception of you and me, has said no. I'm on the fence, and here's the reason why. I'm not worried about the cost of the ticket. I'm not worried about the travel because I'm gonna, by the way, I got my second vaccination, so I'm vaccinated.
Cool.
But I don't got a problem with my mask or even a face shield. I think WWE's gonna protect everybody just like they did in the NBA and just like they did at the Super Bowl. My thing is with only 25,000 fans, is it going to have the aura of WrestleMania? And it being 2 nights, what's that going to be like? Is it going to be watered down? And bro, this is what I know for a fact. I know Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, I will be on the Ticketmaster website ready to push the button. And I will buy a ticket. I know that for a fact. Will I use the ticket? I don't know. I literally I'm at an impasse because here's where my dilemma comes into play. Last year there was no WrestleMania. There were no fans. That doesn't affect my streak. For selfish reasons, There'll be fans here. If I don't go, I am now the Undertaker. Streak over. So, in my mind, I'm like, it's not that big a deal. I had a good run. It's not going to even be that great of a WrestleMania, being that not that many people, being the only big main event is going to be Edge and Roman and Sasha and Bianca. Everything else is there anyway. But just not to be there, bro, it's really bothering me. I'm trying to force myself not to go. But that being said, if you're going, I haven't seen you in 3 years. So how do I not show up when I can? Because I'm off that whole week because of spring break. So
well, I saw the prices are ranging from $3,500 to $2,500 for a seat, and that's not like for 2 nights. That's 1 night. So if you're going to Mania for 2, you're paying for both nights. So I'm supposed to get my first shot on Monday. Supposed to. That's the start. What's eating at me is I have not been to WrestleMania in 3 years. 3 years. And last year I was supposed to be there, and you know what happened. So it's eating at me so much that I want to go so bad. So as of right now, like I said, yes, the plan is to be there. I am planning to go to WrestleMania. That is not stopping me right now. I want to see the prices for the tickets. Like I said, that's the number one thing. Show me the prices of the tickets or where they are. Yeah, I got the ticket price range. I got that. Show me the price of a ticket of where I want to sit. And if it's all good to me, you will be the first one to know. Yo, Tony, see you in Tampa. So, everything looks like a go so far, and I will leave it at that.
I'm 50-50 right now. Like I said, I'm buying a ticket. I will have a ticket. Will I go? Is the
That's a quit. Well, we have exactly.
I've never been so torn in my life about something. I'm torn about this. Like,
if we didn't have a pandemic, this would be an easier decision.
The other thing is too, no disrespect to you, because it'd be cool for me and you to hang out, but then nobody's coming.
Nobody.
Nobody. No B. Cannon. No Allen. No Mike Bradley. No Joe. No Don.
No Pete.
No Pete.
No Josh. No Josh. Mike. No Slick.
No Slick. No Ebony. No
Ebony.
I've not even met Whitney yet, face to face. So it's like,
well, she don't stand with you face to face anyway. She's,
I didn't say that way. I love you.
Shout out to Whitney.
So, put it this way: if it's just me and you, we gonna tear up the town. So,
we gonna do it, bro. We gonna do it. We gonna do it, man. We gonna make the best out of it, bro.
If not, you might be solo. I don't know, bro.
Hey, if I'm solo, I will hold it down for MVS that whole weekend. Trust me.
I don't know if I can leave you alone, bro. I don't know if I can do that to you, bro.
I've done it before. Trust me. I've done it before. WrestleMania 30. It was just me. Now I saw Brandon Frazier and all of them there. Yeah, because I knew them. But I was all me by myself everywhere. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Tickets go on sale next week. But that's Tuesday. But that's the end of our show. Special edition of Over the Top Rope. We had to get the AEW Revolution stuff off our chest, man. It was bothering us that much.
Oh wait, since I'm doing the thumbs up, me shout out to Booyah if they're ever watching. Shout out to Booyah from Mania Club. Shout out to Booyah. But AEW on a 5-star rating, if I was Meltzer, you get a -5.
Oh, I'd like to see. I like to see his ratings for that show. I would love to see his ratings for that show. And if he gave that 5 stars, then we know he's definitely biased as can be.
He's crazy.
Definitely. That's my brother, Tantilizing, Tony Levin. I'm your boy, Mr. Stereo Dibs. We'll catch y'all later this week on another episode of Over the Top Rope Wrestling. Hey guys, just joined and AEW sucks. Ha ha ha. Who is this? Who is this? Pete Guest. What up, Pete? We just Pete in the house, y'all. Pete. Boy, Pete, you gonna live a long time. We just said your name because you're not going to Mania. We just said your name, Pete. You gonna live a long time, my brother, man. Hope all is well with you out there, man. Pete, my boy Pete, man. Yo, my boy Pete got his own what you call it, man? Streaming his gaming. Pete, what's your it's all good, Pete. It's all good, Pete, long as you're here. What's your name on your stream, man? So people can follow you, man. What is it? Type it in. I'm gonna read it out. Type it in. Follow our boy Pete. Yeah, catch us on the next one, man. Definitely. Anytime, Pete. Join us, bro. Join us. Executioner 1 Up. As y'all see right down the right. Executioner 1 Up.
Is that Twitch or what is that?
I know you can follow him on Facebook. I know on Facebook. Can you follow that on Twitch too, Pete? Executioner 1 Up. Because I seen it on Facebook. I followed him on Facebook with that one. Executioner 1 Up. So, but definitely
Facebook Gaming. Okay, Facebook Gaming.
That is Facebook. Cool. Facebook Gaming. We got you, Pete. Everybody follow our good friend Pete Guest. It's called Executioner 1 Up, and that's the number 1 and up in all caps. Executioner 1 Up. Follow Pete, everybody, as he streams his gaming, as he plays. All good. Nothing but love to you, Pete, man. Haven't seen you in 3 years too, Pete. I miss you too. I miss everybody in VS, man. And hopefully we can all link up when things get back to normal. Hopefully WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, we all link up together. All of us, just like we did here in New Orleans. And I know y'all did it in New York also. I saw the pictures. So no doubt, Pete. But everybody, that is the end of our show. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to catch y'all later in the week. We will post it. It'll be either Saturday or Sunday. I have to run out of town. And I will let y'all know how we do it. I'll let you know my brother Tony. But we'll see y'all next time. Peace.